district policies and procedures, and we will maintain respect for the rich history of the district and the efforts of others who have served in the past. We'll go to item C. Will someone move this in? I will second. This is the time when we are going to interview candidates for the vacant board seat. What will happen here is the board will take turns, and we'll start with Mr. DeJesus on the end there, who will ask question one. We will rotate through them until all the questions are answered. It's my understanding that there were applications, and everyone who filled out an application who chose to be here tonight is here at that time, is here at this time.
That is correct.
And we haven't had a notification that someone might be late.
No.
Okay. So what will happen is we have one candidate. We will interview that candidate. If at some point between the end of that and a motion is made for an appointment to someone who had filled out a form on time were to enter into the room and ask to be interviewed, then we would honor that, and I hope everybody likes that. So, that said, candidate number one, would you come forward and introduce yourself? And while you're getting yourself situated there, I will say that this is a thankless job. It's an unpaid job. It can be an unpopular job. A lot of people don't understand that 85% of what we do is mandated by the county. And I'd like to thank my fellow board members for the service you give the district. And I'd like to thank anyone who filled out an application or even considered being here tonight, because it is a big commitment and it is strong service to your community. So, go ahead, sir. Please introduce yourself.
I'm William Mays.
Thank you. Can we get started?
Thank you, sir, for being here. I appreciate your dedication and commitment. So I'll start off with question one. What do you see as the basic purpose of public schools, and what is the role of the Board of Trustees in fulfillment of that purpose?
So basically, as far as the basic thing for the schools is to educate our kids and make sure that they're getting the proper education, and that we make sure that they can move on to get good careers in the future.
And for part two of that question, what is the role of the Board of Trustees in fulfillment of that purpose?
So helping provide leadership and making decisions that will help our district grow to a place that all of our families want to send their children to.
Thank you.
What are you proud of in this district? What would you like to accomplish as a board member? And what is your highest priority and why? So I'll repeat that if you want one question at a time, since it's a three-parter. What are you proud of in this district?
I believe that this school district has the advantage that most don't by being a small town, and our kids get more one-on-one attention than larger districts do.
And what would you like to accomplish as a board member?
As a board member, I think the best thing for me to accomplish is first seeing how the board runs, and at that point, until I know how you guys run, I can give you a lot of advice and help, but not until I know how you run and what my place would be in your board to help make those decisions.
And the last question to that is, which is your highest priority and why?
The highest priority would just be making sure that we're here to help the kids get the education they need, and as a board, be here for whatever, obviously, Mr. Ken here, you know, you're in charge and what you need and what we need as far as helping the school itself, the school district and the schools.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Yeah.
As a trustee, what do you see as your primary purpose or primary role? There's 3 questions in this, but I'll go with the first one there.
Again, primary purpose would be to be here at the meetings, help make decisions for the school district, and help it grow. And you know, just that's basically it. But
How would you fulfill that role, both as an individual and as a member of the governing board?
I would fulfill that role by, again, I've got a lot of knowledge, there's a lot of things I could do, but I can't until I know how you guys run. Boards are run a lot of different ways. Until you know how exactly this board is ran and how you guys do your business, I can't really, I want to make sure that I understand those things first before I can do anything.
Right, thank you for being here. Let's follow my fellow board members, these by breaking up these questions. Describe what a good board meeting looks like to you.
A good board meeting would be basically making sure that everybody is knowledgeable about what's going on with the school, with whatever agenda questions we have, making sure that there's not a lot of arguments going on, especially on the board floor. We need to make sure that everybody is in conjunction with each other and that we show that we're a cohesive group of people. That's the biggest thing I can see.
Thank you. So the next part of that question is, what are the objectives of a good board meeting? What do you see as the pieces of a good board meeting?
To hit your agenda items and make sure that those are answered, and to make sure that everything stays in tune. Without you have to have your agenda, you need to answer your agenda items, and then make sure that everything is going as per plan.
Thank you.
What would you do if you believe administrators had not provided you with accurate and complete information for making a decision?
If we don't have complete and accurate information, we should be asking for more information to make sure that we're getting the information we need to make that decision.
Describe your response if a parent cornered you in the grocery store and asked for your support on a particularly hot issue.
Well, I don't think that we can support any hot issue. That's not what we're here for. We're here for the good of the school district, and by being cornered, that's not okay. So at that point, you need to say, sorry, you know, you need to bring it to the board meeting and go from there.
How does an effective school board ensure opportunities for parents and community members to express their diverse range of views while board deliberation on important policies?
Can you repeat that one more time?
How does an effective school board ensure opportunities? How does an effective school board ensure there are opportunities for parents and community members to express their diverse range of views and to inform board deliberations on important policies?
I believe that, yeah, the only way we need to make sure the parents know that they can come here to the board meeting, they can fill out a card, they can answer their questions, you know, they can ask their questions. No questions should be answered or asked outside of this board meetings or boardroom. So the best thing to do is make sure that they know that this is the place to be, whether it's online and ask questions or whether it's in the room to ask questions.
question is really important because I will make this statement. The board president builds and seeks consensus. So each one of these people up here has a 20% role, as you will the minute you sit up there if you're appointed.
Right.
So no one is more important than the other. So let loose on this one. This is really important to me. Whatever you think your answer is. Please summarize the strengths that you would bring to this board as a board member.
The strengths I bring to this board as a board member is I've been on multiple boards throughout the last 20 years, whether it's a Little League board, whether it's a HOA board. So I have a lot of knowledge of board meetings and how they're ran, and I was a president of a Little League for 18 years. So I think that I'm a good people person. I would like to listen to everybody and get everybody's input. And it's not as the president or person in charge, you need the input of everybody that's in the room to make sure that you're getting done what you need to get done. Like you said, it's not just you, it's the whole board. So we need to make sure that everybody has the voices that they need to make sure that things are done right.
Thank you very much.
So what will you do to become a more effective board member, or become more effective as a board member? Sorry.
Again, to become the most effective board member would be to first start, listen to the way that you guys present things and represent things. At that point, once that I'm comfortable with the way that things are going, then I can give input. Whether it's one meeting, whether it's two meetings, you have to be able to be knowledgeable of what's going on before you can have a lot of input. I mean, obviously there's input, but I don't know how you guys run things, so until I know that, there's really not a lot of input that I can do with the beginning, first meeting.
Identify a recent board decision that you felt strongly about and describe how you would balance community concerns, student needs, state and federal law, staff considerations, and your personal value and beliefs to determine how to vote on the issue. Do you want me to repeat it?
Yes, please.
Okay. Identify a recent board decision that you felt strongly about and describe how you would balance community concerns, student needs, state and federal law, staff considerations, and your personal value and beliefs to determine how to vote on the issue.
Does everybody mind if I move this on? Brianna, could you throw out an example of just anything? Give an example, because this is more about how you see your process and balance, so feel free.
So I think I would have a hard time answering this too, because I can't off the top of my head without going back and looking. Does anybody have?
I think we need to hypothetical. Just if you, something you felt strongly about, how would you balance those things? What's more important?
So,
how would you balance them?
So basically, as a board member, I would, at the time of the discussions, be passionate about the discussion of what we're talking about. But once a decision is made, that decision is set in gold, and that's a decision that the whole board's made, and that's what we have to represent as a board member outside. We made this decision as a board, and this is what the decision is. And as far as, obviously, we need to make sure that decision does follow all federal laws and that type of thing, because we're governed by laws. That's basically what we have to do. Is the biggest thing is make sure that everybody's in conjunction, and that's in my statement as well.
What questions do you have for the board to help you prepare to take on this commitment as chosen?
lot of questions. I have seen some of your board meetings. I think you all are a good group, and I think that I would fit in well with your group to hopefully solidify that last seat that's open. But I don't really have any questions at this point.
All righty. That's it. Let me check my agenda here. Still recovering from my drive. Okay, this is the time for public comments.
There are no public comment cards pulled.
Sure.
Pretty sure, yes. Thank you.
Okay, board members, do you have any comments?
Yes, question.
We can ask, we're allowed to ask follow-up question.
I mean, if somebody feels really pressed to do that, I won't deny them that opportunity. So, George, do you have any questions? There we go. Go ahead.
I don't feel pressed to ask any questions. Lester, do you feel pressed to
I
ask
do.
questions?
I do. Mr. Mays, why do you want to do this? In your own words. Why I want to do this is because I have children at Vasquez High School now, and I have grandchildren coming in the near future. I just found out my one son that has kids in elementary age is moving up here in the near future, so I'll have them, and then I have a 2-year-old and a 7-month-old grandbabies that will be coming to the school district, and I want to make sure it's the best district around for them. That's what I'm here for. I like helping. I like being involved, and I'm at Vasquez almost every day at softball or baseball games. I work with Lester on the chain gang, and so I try to be around as much as I can.
We good? I have nothing. Thank you, sir. So, would someone like to entertain a motion about the appointment of a candidate?
I would like to motion to appoint William Mays to our school board.
I'll second.
Call the question.
Jesus, aye.
Brianna Texoni, aye.
Mascot, aye.
Falls Graf, aye. Welcome to the board, sir. I'm going to give you this now. This is the red folder. This is the secret red folder.
Presidential clip-on.
This is your homework.
Okay.
Everything you need to know is in there.
All right.
Got the security code to door the last one.
So, Mr. Mays will be sworn in at the next meeting, is that correct?
That is correct, for March 14th.
If you have any questions for me, the president, before the next meeting, contact the superintendent. He'll arrange a virtual meeting for us to have a chit chat. And welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Mr. Mays, and I really appreciate that you said that you wanted to observe and just to get a sense of things. And I know when you walk into any new industry, first thing is to observe, get a lay of the land. And I appreciate you saying that, because even me being here for only a short period of time, I still have no clue on a lot of the terminology, a lot of the processes and stuff like that. So it is a big learning curve. I do appreciate you coming in with that mindset, saying, "Hey, I'm going to observe just to understand the processes and things like that." So I appreciate that.
I just want to say that I appreciate you coming back and sticking with it. I know you interviewed before, and I appreciate that you had the yes, stick-to-itiveness. Thanks, Lester, to come back and try again, because I know when you're interviewing 3 people like last time and all 3 people are great, it's hard to not say, like, I would love to vote for all of you. So I'm glad that you came back. So thank you very much for coming back and putting your application in again and sitting in the hot seat again. I know it's not easy because I've done that too. So I just want to say thank you for coming back and trying again, and congratulations. And we've sat on boards together. I know your family pretty well. I'm excited to work with you in this capacity. So congratulations and thanks.
Thank you.
Welcome aboard. We're all here to assist. If you need anything, obviously, the great path. Mr. Ballstrap here. One thing I found very helpful to begin with is the California School Board Association. That was a class that you were able to take through there. It was like a 3 or 4 week, like one day out of, like, I think it was like four sessions, like every 2 weeks or something like that. Yeah, didn't take a lot of time. I found it extremely helpful, just to kind of give you a nudge out the door in the right direction. And there was a peer group on there too, that like a cohort that'll be on there of other board members that you'll build a network with. You can, and then, yeah, it's online. It's all online. It was fantastic. Welcome aboard. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, moving along, there's a calendar on here. There is the oath of office will be given to you at our next board meeting, which is next Thursday. It starts at 6:30, so we'll bring you in and swear you in before we go to closed session. Okay, so if there's anybody that wants pictures or to watch that happen, have them here with you at 6:30. I won't say that. I really won't. I think I'm the only board member that was not allowed into their first closed session meeting. That was another time. On the regular board meeting of March 28th, it's very possible that I won't be here. But we would have.
I think it may be possible I won't be here either.
Okay, so you and I will war that out and look at what the agenda is like. In the event that I'm not going to be here, I'm going to ask that Vice President Mascon handles the agenda review, and if it's convenient to Mr. Mays, that he observes your review of the agenda for that meeting. I'm going to want that to happen whether I'm here or not. So if that's possible, I want you to serve in the role of the agenda review for the meeting of the 28th. So that will happen 7 days before that virtually. And I will ask him to have you just attend to observe what an agenda review looks like in person. By the way, board, I haven't gotten to you yet, but I've had everyone sit through an agenda review to go through how I review the agenda as the president, kind of how I do things. And that way, when you fit this, there's another thing that I've put in. A lot of people don't believe in it, but these seats change every year. I don't like mono presidencies where I sit there, he gets really comfortable with me, and everybody else is ignored. You know how that can work out. So you'll take the end seat, and then hopefully in your service as you stay on the board, that someday you'll serve each one of these positions, and there's something very significant about each one. So that's our calendar. So we have a potential problem of only 3 board members being here on March 28th. We have one meeting in April, and we'll talk about that at another meeting. So that said, do I have a motion to adjourn this meeting at 7:56?
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Call the question.
Yes, who's second?
Go ahead.
You're jumping in that way.
You're good, Cameron. Brianna Texoni, aye.
That's good.
Ballstrap, aye.